This came on some of the earlier models of the lt70 Supers, which is what mine has on it. This is what we're going to be looking at today. You can see how that is. Now the newer ones have a bigger single manifold, and I'm about to put that on to replace all of this. The reason being is when you look at this valve over here, it has this in the bottom of it. It's ls10-30, and that is a cartridge valve. And basically there is, I'm guessing, an expiration on these of between 5,000 and 7,000 hours. I'll show you why. Hold on, Wills. So, let's see if I can get this load out. If you look in there, see how that little, now this one's a little bit newer than what mine is. But there's a ball and like a disc in there. See the ball in there? And what it does is you've got 3 ports. 1, and then in the middle 2 and 3 right there. This comes up and blocks off one or the other ports, and then makes the fluid go from one to the other when you're going in forward or reverse. And it's called a cartridge valve. And basically what it does is if it's not functioning 100%, you'll get jerky movement in the head when you're just barely pulling back on the joystick. And then if you give it more throttle, like half, it takes off quicker and smooths out. I've been dealing with this for about a year now, and I thought it was one of these valves on top of here. And me and Dennis at Woodmizer have been working on this for 2, 3, about 5 days now, trying to figure out what it was. But the valve that's in mine, let me see if I can get it out here. See, it's on the bottom. This is how it's mounted. Now on the new one, all this is made onto it. What, honey? What is it? This is my best helper right here. You daddy's best helper, ain't you? Yeah. You left mommy and playing at the house just to come over here and work, didn't you? Yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys.
Some of the things are broken.
Yeah. Daddy's gonna show them this one. So if you guys look at this one, show you how messed up it is. So if you look in the, hold on, Wills, hold on. Look at that. Yeah, that's a magnet. If you look at that hole there, right here, let's see if I can get it to focus on there better. You see how serrated the end of that is? See the shreds of metal on it? That's not hydraulic fluid sitting on those rims. Right there in these little holes. It's metal shredded. And this one, I can make it flop so much that I can get the ball to be on the bottom or the top inside of there. Now we're gonna replace all that. You would only have to replace this in that manifold, the little manifold right here, if you wanted to. But I just want to do away with every bit of that, and just to make sure that I didn't, don't have any metal in any of my valves. This machine has 9,000 and something hours on it, and so I just want to make sure that I have everything fully functional, because this new manifold, all of this with every valve and everything in it, it's roughly $3,000. This is about 40 to 60 bucks. But for me, if I would have put this in, then had those valves in there, one of them gets metal in it and then goes somewhere else in the system, gets metal in it, I'm going to be playing cat and mouse. So my goal is to have everything 100% functional. We first thought it was the motor down here, so I replaced it. Been about a $4,000 job so far, but I replaced it. So this has a new motor on it down here. And like I said, I'll put all this on and then show you. But basically, if you have a jerky head at low speeds and you've replaced your proportional valve over here for forward and reverse, which is this one, and then you've got another valve right here. If you've replaced one of these or both of them and still have the issue, this is where you want to look. And like I said, the numbers you can't see on this one, but it's LS, let's see what they are, ls1030. So you can see this one's longer than my original one. There's the valve right here, and it's the same ls10-30 as what these are, but you can see that. Okay, hold on a second. Now my original one, as I was stating before, is shorter, and it doesn't have all that made on here. See, it's just got the two hoses right in there without the cartridge valve, so it's right here. Now all the newer ones are like this new manifold over here. This right here replaces this. All right, so here's a brand new one of them. Look how clean the holes are. You can also see that the ball is seated smoothly in there. I can't shift it by just shaking it. The other ones were really loose inside. That's a brand new one. Here's you a side-by-side comparison of the two. Honestly, they're not that much difference. But you can see this one has the cartridge valve over here that I showed you guys. This one doesn't. That's why it had to have the external block. And that's what keeps the head from just going whomp, and it's a lot smoother. New one, new style. Old one. See that port there? This is what it all looks like put on. There's a new motor. I had to, when they shipped these lines, the way they were bent, you can kind of see, there was no way to put them in there where they would line up. So I had to get a longer extension for this side. See it? It's about a 1/4 inch longer. And that let this one be below that one. And then they line up through there. Goes up through here. No longer have that box there. None of the new ones have it, but the earlier ones, 15, 16s, had that. Here's the new manifold. I just put some sawdust on it to dry it up, but you can see now all the relief valve and everything's in here. But I just drove it for a few seconds and it is super smooth. Basically, this cartridge valve, you'll want to check it on yours. You'll see it in the first part of the video and it kind of talks about it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy.